Hello, and thank you for clicking on this video. So I wanted to ask you, do you trust people? Um, and I'm going to read some verses here a little bit about this, but this is a big one because, first of all, most people don't know God to even put your trust in God. So all you have is people, okay? So let's start there. So first of all, do you put your trust in people that you know well? It's what usually people do. Because if people have broken your trust, you probably aren't hanging out with them. But even the people you do trust that are closest to you, have they ever let you down? Have they ever put their own interest ahead of yours? I'm not saying they haven't put yours ahead of theirs, but is it conditional? Okay. And it could be your spouse, your family, your or best friends, lifelong people that you've known all your life. Have they ever broken that trust? And it may have been a mistake. It may have not even been intentional, but we are all evil here. Okay, and really on some level, some more than others, we're all trying to go after our self-interest in some way. Okay, none of us are un- offer unconditional love to everyone else all the time. It's just we don't do that. Nobody does that. Okay, so I want to bring this up because this is very, very important. And so, of course, you probably more than likely trust people that you know, that you hang out with, that are close to you. Let me ask you the question: do you trust people that you don't even know? Okay. And if that sounds, if your first gut reaction is like no, just stick with me here. Do you trust your doctor? Okay. Do you trust people in the media? Do you trust people on social media? Do do you trust people that say things that just feel good to you? Okay. Or are you a little bit more prudent than that, and you actually are one that does not put trust into someone until it's earned? Like you actually wait to see what the tree is by the fruit it bears, which takes time. Okay. Not just what the tree is claiming or what other trees are claiming this tree is. You actually want to see. Like it's not just what you say, it's what you do, which that unfortunately many people don't even do that much. But I mean, do you trust your teachers, your professors that you don't really know? Okay, like you don't know these people's hearts. Okay, do you trust politicians, leaders of in some capacity that's in your life that you're aware of? Do you trust these people that you may not have ever met, like maybe even celebrities or musicians, or because you like what they say in their music? You don't know. You don't know what's in their heart, and at the same time, even people you've known all your life, you may not necessarily know what's in their heart. Okay. So what do you do? Well, this is the thing, and I want to read some verses here. And I really didn't realize this truly until about 3 years ago, and it changes everything. It changes everything. Like when if you're just aware of like worldly things and of course people and that sort of thing here in the physical, there's a whole nother level. It's kind of like let's say that maybe when you were younger, your first car, okay? Oh, that was the best thing. It was your first car. Maybe it was a POS, but it was your first car. You're excited, and it was the best thing at the time. And then like later on in life you bought your first new car, and then you realize, whoa, this is really cool. But you didn't really know until you experienced it, right? Well, it's the same thing with God. You don't know that whole door, the doors that open. You don't really have the eyes to see and the ears to hear unless you experience God. But to experience God, you need to involve Him and choose Him and desire it. I've talked about this. It's not just saying words like you talk to men or people. When I say men, I mean men and women, just people. I'm talking about man, the species. But you can talk to people and you can BS. You can be fake. Well, there's no being fake with God. And so you can't just say it, you have to desire it. You have to crave it more than you've craved anything in your life. Because if you crave God above anything, above anything else, that's why you put God first. He will show you. That's knocking on the door, and the door will be open. We have free will. It's it's on us to choose. But you can't just say it but desire the things of this world, which are death. You can't just say it and then be hypocritical and don't be the things that you're asking for. Like if you want peace, you have to be peace. If you want joy, you have to be joyous. You know, if you want people to be compassionate and understanding in your situations, you have to do the same for others. Do unto your neighbor as you want done unto you. Okay? It like literally we see things as separate, but things are not separate because God is everything. It's all one. But I'm kind of getting off track here a little bit, but it's important. I want to, if you don't know God, I want you to know this is not empty words. This is not make believe. This is not hocus pocus. This is not believing in Santa Claus or the Easter Bunny or the Tooth Fairy. This is more real than anything here in the physical. Okay? But you should put your trust in God only. Now, I'm not saying, being judgmental and being on edge about everyone you run into. But the thing is when you put your trust in God, you know you're going to be okay. No matter what the schemes of men are, God's greater than that, more powerful than that. Okay, and He loves you. You put God first, He will provide. He will make clear your paths. He will end the schemes of men unless He uses it for an expected end that's good. There's nothing impossible with God. He can do anything. And I'm talking from my experience, okay? It's not just hopeful words, empty words like my experience, but you can't, of course, haven't had my experiences. You have to experience God yourself. But the more you involve God, the more you experience God, but it starts with desiring to know God, because we have free will. But once you start doing that, it's just like any other relationship. You go from hoping to believing to knowing. Just like 2 plus 2 equals 4. There's no question. You don't need to convince yourself. Now, there's going to be ups and downs in this walk, okay? So I want to try to be as real as possible, but at the same time, your relationship with your creator is yours and his. Just like mine is with my creator and his as well. But the thing is he loves us infinitely, so he doesn't love anyone more than infinitely. Does that make sense? He doesn't love anyone less than infinitely. So there's no favorites. He loves us all. If you exist, He loves you because He wouldn't have created you. Okay? And the thing is He knows all. There's a purpose that He gave you. It's just like if any person here, you don't build something unless you have a purpose for it. Well, the Lord doesn't create something unless He has a purpose for it. Okay? But again, I'm not asking you to trust me either. But trust God. Like, give God a shot if you've never really done it. If you want peace, and if you want to know, if you desire to know, He will show you. He doesn't hide anything unless you don't want to know, unless you choose with your free will that you don't want to know. So I'm going to read some verses here, and I'm going to start with Micah chapter 7, verses 5 through 7. And this man shall be, oh wait, I'm sorry, chapter 7, not chapter 5. Let me start over again. Trust ye not in friend, put ye not confidence in a guide. Keep the doors of thy mouth from her that lieth in thy bosom. For the son dishonoreth the father, the daughter rises up against her mother, the daughter-in-law against her mother-in-law. A man's enemies are the men of his own house. Therefore I will look unto the Lord. I will wait for the God of my salvation. My God will hear me. And again, I'm not asking, I don't expect anyone to take my word for it here on a video. You should not trust man, period. Okay? You need to do your own work. You need to put in, if you desire to know, you can find out. But don't just jump on something that feels good. It's just like the trials and tribulations we go through. Everything has to get tested, because the thing is truth and what's real does not shake. It will stand. What shakes off is all the illusions and the deceit and the lies and the things that aren't real. Things of darkness. Again, I've mentioned this many times. Darkness, you can't measure. Light, you can measure. Okay? Because light is something. The darkness is just the lack of light. Okay? It doesn't have a foundation. It's not stable on its own. Like I've said this before too, like truth stands on its own no matter if no one believes it. But lies only exist if someone believes it. Does that make sense? So now again, I don't want you to, I'm definitely not saying this. I'm definitely not saying going through like not, loving people and not involving people in your lives. Of course. But the thing is there's a whole nother level if you don't know God. Because when you put your trust in God, when people let you down, it's not the end of the world. When you put your trust in people, especially the closest ones, and they let you down, that's painful because you put all your trust in them. But again, when you put your trust in God, you know it's good. And whatever people do, if you know them or don't know them, or if it's your spouse or your family or whatever, it doesn't hurt you. Like it may hurt a little bit, but it's not the end of the world, like world crushing type of effect on you. Devastating. The enemies of darkness want to set you up and make you think that all there are people, and to put your trust in people, because you're going to get let down sometime. You're going to get let down sometime. And so it's going to happen. And then once that pain gets in you, then the enemies of darkness will just keep you going down that darkness. So put your trust in the Lord, okay? I'm going to read Jeremiah chapter 17, verses 5 through 9. Thus saith the Lord, cursed be the man that trusteth in man, and maketh flesh his arm, and whose heart departeth from the Lord. For he shall be like the heath in the desert, and shall not see when good cometh, but shall inhabit the parched places in the wilderness, in a salt land, and not inhabited. Blessed is the man that trusteth in the Lord, and whose hope the Lord is. For he shall be as a tree planted by the waters, that spreadeth out her roots by the river, and shall not see when heat cometh, but her leaf shall be green. And shall not be careful in the year of drought, neither shall cease from yielding fruit. The heart is deceitful above all things and desperately wicked. Who can know it? The heart, even ourselves, we deceive ourselves as well. Okay? We deceive ourselves as well. And who can know it? Only the one who created us. The all-knowing, all-powerful, the great I am that I am knows. So put your trust in him who loves you. And the last one I'm going to read here and is Proverbs chapter 3, verses 5 through 7. Trust in the Lord with all thine heart, and lean not unto thine own understanding. In all thy ways acknowledge him, and he shall direct thy paths. Be not wise in thine own eyes. Fear the Lord and depart from evil. And like I just said, even our own hearts can deceive us. We can deceive ourselves because we want to make excuses. We want to be distracted. We don't want to face truth. We don't want to face the pain. But this is the thing, and I've mentioned this many times. The trials and tribulations we will face. But once you go through them and you overcome them, it goes away. He takes it away. And there's no more pain. You have peace. You have the peace that passes all understanding that only comes from the Lord. Okay? So that's when the Bible talks about make your foundation on stable and fertile ground, right? That is the Lord. Because all of us are wishy-washy. All of us, feelings, emotions change on the daily, the hour, the minute. I mean, how many times have you said, oh, I just don't feel like it? It could be the exact same thing you've done before, but this time you're not going to do it because you don't feel like it. Or you're not going to help out this person because they did this and that. Everything we do, we make excuses and conditions. So trust the one who has no conditions. You have free will. He's not breaking that promise, that gift to us. So choose. And then he's there with open arms. And there's nothing in creation that is greater than the Creator. But the only way for you to know that is to experience God. And like I said, the only way to experience God is to involve him, talk to him, desire him in your life, desire to know truth, because he is truth. And like I mentioned before, that's why we put God first, because God is truth. Put truth first above feeling good, above your ego, above your pride. And that will be a foundation that doesn't shake. But when you put your ego and your pride, and it talks about that's blinding, it is, because you want to feed these illusions that make you feel good. You want to feed these illusions that boost your ego. You want to feed these illusions that expand your pride. Nobody wants to be put down a notch or two. Being humble is hard. That's why this walk is not easy. And I kind of gone some different directions in this video, but thank you for sticking with me. The main thing is this. If you put your trust in people, you will be disappointed. You will have pain when that happens. But when you put your trust in God, and you still have, I would say, your trust is in God. All your trust is in God. And you may act and interact with people with trust that I would say that, I would word it that way, with trust, but your trust is in God. And so when that trust with people is broken, that's not your foundation that crumbles and you fall. Does that make sense? Hopefully it makes sense. It's hard to convey things because, like our Lord Jesus Christ said, when the disciples asked him, why do you speak in parables? He says, so the ones that have eyes to see can see, and those with ears to hear can hear, because we have free will. You can choose not to see it. You can choose not to hear it. Or you can choose to see it and you can choose to hear it if you desire it. But to desire it, you really need to humble yourself and feel those emotions. So again, I'm sorry. I'm going to end this video here. Thank you for sticking with me. If you like the video, please thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't already subscribed. And ring-a-ding-a-ling that bell for notifications to let you know when I upload videos. And as always, stay strong. God bless.